Good afternoon. Today is Tuesday, 3:10 in the afternoon. Welcome to Cracker's Crazy Living. Today we're going to do herbed potatoes. We are going to can herbed potatoes. This particular recipe is a little bit easier than the other recipe that I did prior to. It's a whole lot easier. I don't have to par cook these, and all I have to do is peel them, cut them, add my seasonings, put them in the jars, and then can them, which will be really easy to do. So I have 5-pound bag of potatoes here, all clean, washed, and I am going to start peeling them. And I'm going to cut them, and I'm going to put them in my pot over here with clean water. And then I will drain them, and then I'll add some clean water and rinse them really well. Then we will can these up. So my jars yesterday turned out very well. So I'm happy about that. So out of that 5-pound bag yesterday, I got 5 quarts of potatoes, which seems how I have the same amount. Well, almost the same amount. Yesterday I had a 5-pound bag plus about 4 or 5 extra potatoes because I had extra potatoes I needed to use. So I got 5 quarts. So I'm thinking maybe today I'll get 4 quarts, but I've got a partial quart in the refrigerator because I had potatoes that didn't fill the jar, and I'm not the kind of canner that this is poor potatoes get all black on it. I'll have to cut that off. I don't like to do just half jars of something. If I'm going to can, I'm going to use, I want to fill the jar. So, I put it in the refrigerator last night, and I'll just start filling my jars with that jar. I'll just fill that up. All right, so I'm not going to bore you with peeling potatoes. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I had already peeled them all. I cut them all. I rinsed them. I drained them. I rinsed them again just to make sure everything was good and washed. So the difference with this recipe from the one I did yesterday, is you don't have to have your potatoes parboiled in this recipe. So in this recipe, I need, for 2 quarts, so I'm going to divide this in half. I need 1 teaspoon of salt, a half a teaspoon of pepper, half a teaspoon of rosemary, half a teaspoon of thyme. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to add that to the jars before I start putting my potatoes in the jars. I'll do 3 quarts because I know I'll get more than 3 quarts. So I'll put the seasonings in there first, and then I'll add the potatoes, and then I have to add my broth. So let me get my pepper. All right, so I need 1 teaspoon of salt. Because what they did with these recipes is they wrote the seasonings ingredients for so many quarts or so many pints. So that's why I'm just dividing it. I don't know what that is on my jar. There's nothing there. All right, so I need 1 teaspoon of salt, in each jar. Let's start with 3 quarts. My pepper lid. That's pepper lid. They both smell like pepper. I must have mixed them up at some point. Isn't that funny? Alright, and I'm going to do a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. Seems like a lot though. And a 1/2 teaspoon of each thing. Seems like a lot. Maybe I'll do a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Yeah, that's going to be fine. I think a teaspoon of pepper, and that was going to be a lot, I think. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of rosemary in each. So the pints, I only put a 1/4 teaspoon in. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of dried thyme. You see what I'm doing? Not really. I'm thinking that you can adjust your own seasonings as you want, I would imagine. Okay, now we're gonna start putting our potatoes in. I can just use my hands for this because they're not cooked, so they're not hot. Let me get that jar out of the fridge. These ones were par cooked, but I don't think it's going to hurt anything. And I still end up with another, well, I don't know if that's going to be a full quart. Let's see. I could try to put it in a pint jar. Problem is if I process my pint, let me rinse this jar out real well. If I process this pint with my quarts, I'm going to have to do it longer. Pints only take 35, does it say 35 minutes? Hold on. Oops, sorry about that. Let me check. Oh, it should say right here. Pints are 35, quarts are, all right. So I have to do 40 minutes, so it's going to be 35. So it's 5 more minutes it's going to process, which I don't think is going to be any big deal. I really don't. Well, I still have potatoes left. Let me see if I can get... This isn't going to be a full jar. That's the problem. I don't always like doing that, but if all I have is just a few more to put in here, and I'm going to have to process it, then it's just going to have to be, you know? I'll just take a few out of this one. I take a big one out of that one. Man, I crammed those in there tight, that's for sure. All right, I'll just do that. I'm gonna put seasoning in that one. So I need a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, teaspoon of salt, oh, the wrong one. I put extra salt. Oh boy, I put extra salt in that one. Oh well. All right. And then a half. Move that forward so I don't goof up again. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my broth, and I'm going to get that heated up like I did the other day. I'll be right back. Okay, here we are. Today I'm going to use chicken stock. When I did my carrots the other day, I used vegetable broth, and then yesterday I did water, and then today I'm going to do these with chicken stock. Change it up a little bit. I'm just going to pour that hot liquid in my jar, leave about an inch headspace. I'll wipe the top of my jar, put my lid on it, load it in my canner. This is going to be good, I think. All right, I'm going to finish these up and I'll be right back. Okay, so I got my jars loaded up here. I'm getting my lids on. I goofed up one of my jars, so one of my jars ended up with a double dose of seasonings because this one had no seasonings in it. Get these in there. Turned up on high. Okay, got those on to process. So I'm not going to bore you with showing you the canner and the canning process because I've done that in the other 3 videos actually. So I got them loaded up. So I will bring my canner to a boil and I'll steam it for 10 minutes. Then I will put my weights on it and I'll wait for it to rock, and then I'll turn my temperature down and I will process these potatoes for 40 minutes. Come back a little bit later and show you the final result. Talk to you soon. Okay, here we are. We got the potatoes are finished. I just took the lid off. They're going to sit another 5 minutes in the canner. I'm just going to show you how they look. Here they are. The herbs on them. They look delicious. They smell really good. Like you can smell that chicken broth and the herbs. Beautiful. Those will make some really, really quick and easy mashed potatoes. Put them away. And when you want a quick, easy mashed potato meal, you just pull them out, warm them up, mash them up, add some butter, and they are done. Rosemary, herb, thyme, salt, some chicken broth. They're going to be good. So if you like what you see and you have not subscribed to my page, please hit the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. Ring the bell. You'll be notified when you get when I post another video. And share me with your friends. I'd really appreciate it. Until we get together next time for another episode of Crocker's Crazy Living, have a great night. Thanks. Bye.